Hello. Hi, everybody. So today we are taking over. My mom is going on vacation. She's in the DR living her best life, but we are taking over today. Today, co hosting with me, I have none other than my cousin, Diana Lachey.
Hi guys.
So we are going to give people time to come in and check in to just give people time to come in. How are we doing today? What's the vibes going? It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. Why is my mom's thing? Yeah, I'm usually behind the scenes and I'm usually controlling, my mom's page and my page, but seems as if she doesn't want to follow directions, even though she's on vacation. Um, Let me message her. All right. So today we are going to be talking about dating and relating, mainly Gen Z, dating and relating. I know there is um, a lot of norms that Gen Z has made throughout the years with dating and public relationships, um, online dating, long distance. We have basically created our own way of dating, and yeah. So not only do I want Gen Z to chime in on this, but I also want the millennials. What's before that? Millennials,
Baby boomers.
baby boomers. I don't know what generation my mom in, but um the 90s, the 70s, the 80s. I want different people to chime in to see how much dating has changed throughout the years. So we're going to go ahead and get started with um let's start with navigating online dating platforms. Now, I am an advocate for online dating. I feel like since COVID happened, online dating has been what's it called, a popular norm within today's dating scene. Just because I feel like it's easier for people to connect on the internet. It's a quicker way to meet people, network, whatever. And then there's some people who are against it, and then some people who are just scared of it because a lot of things happen with online dating. So let's just go ahead and start with questions like, how has online dating influenced your approach to relationships? And I'll start with you, Di. Or how
So I don't use online dating.
you.
Um, I prefer to meet people in person only because of the stipulations that come around online dating.
Mhm.
However, I do think that online dating for other people has made it really accessible to meet people. I think it's become convenient and kind of like quick in deciding on what's for you and like what's not for you.
Mhm.
So that's my take, but personally, I don't.
Okay. Um, for me, the first time I actually got on the online dating scene, like there's like different apps like BLK and Tinder. Tinder's out the question y'all. Like, don't get on Tinder. That's just like that you're setting yourself up basically. But Tinder, Hinge. There's now like professional dating apps, like where you can meet other professionals. So yeah, no Tinder. But I actually, when it first came out and when it first became popular, I actually like the idea just because when you go out, some people are like shy of, starting a conversation, breaking the ice. Um, I don't know, like I be way too sexy, so they be nervous. Like they be nervous to say something to me. So I feel like it's kind of like, you know how like you be out, or you know how we like hang out as a generation, we go out all the time, and then somebody sees you from Instagram and then they like DM you after or the day after and be like, "Hey, I seen you at so and so," and they want to start a conversation. I feel like that's kind of the same because you really didn't meet
Oh, go ahead.
because you really didn't meet them. You just know of them from being online, and then now you're having a conversation.
I think I just don't even prefer to talk to anybody that knows me online.
What? Yeah.
Only because I feel like they have this premeditated version of me in their heads, and online me and in real life me is two different people.
Two different things, two different aesthetics. And I'm not saying um like we put on persona online, but I just feel like you don't get the full gist. Like you get the creator of me, right? And that's where I feel like another this will tie into the second question. What are the pros and cons of using dating app in today's dating scene? I would tie that with like what I just said, like meeting people on social media and stuff. Um, I guess one of the cons, just like you said, people just automatically judging or have this persona of you in their mind. Um, I feel like they already feel like they know you by the way you post, what you say online. Um, and it's just not the same. So when you try to have an intellectual conversation with somebody, or you try to have a conversation with somebody, it's not like you're not really connecting because they feel like they know you. So it's like oh, I see, oh, I get it. Oh, you're one of those. I hate that type of conversation. Oh, you're one of those.
You're bougie. Yes, however.
Comma. However, comma, if you knew what it was, like you're seeing it on social media. So what you expect me to be like not that way when
That's how
you see
that's
me?
what attracted you to me. Cause that's all you know.
And that's another thing. People they'll say like, "Oh, I want somebody like this. I want someone like this," or they'll see you and they'll be like, I like the way you carry yourself, like, you do this, you do that." But then when it's time to put in the work, after you know what surface level stuff, you know what I am, you know who I am, and you know what I do, why not meet the standard?
Quota.
Right. I feel like it's a stand. So let me ask you this. If you was to see somebody like on Instagram, well, you see somebody on Instagram in person, is there, or if somebody DM'd you, is there a certain expectation that's different if you met somebody freshly new, like you didn't know them, like
Um, yes and no. I feel like the expectation for the person that knows me from online will be more so of, okay, this is one of my characteristics. This isn't all my characteristics, but this is one of them. And
Mm-hmm.
then I would probably give the person that doesn't know me a little bit more grace because they don't know me.
Yeah.
Which I think is like the fun part of dating, like layers, like really getting to know somebody and, peeling
Yeah.
back those layers to see like what kind of person this really is before I start getting, fully serious because lust is real. Like people will put on a front because they like the exterior but can't handle the inside.
No, that's true. Like, especially in our generation, like people are um idolizing different things for women, especially for women. Like, we definitely have to think extra hard when dating somebody because just like you said, somebody will do what they need to do to get you. And then when they have you, it's like a different, like, it's not the same. It's just lust, like you said. And like
Exactly.
people, when people like look online and wait, hold on, is that turning to the okay now? Um, when they look online and everybody thinks of physical first. And we
Hmm.
can't sit here and say we don't because we do. Like
Yeah.
we have to be somewhat attractive. We gotta be attracted to something that I see before anything else.
And it got to be stuff fixable. Like if it's something wrong,
Correct.
can't do no cockeyed. I'm sorry.
Now hold on because yeah.
Jada.
Now wait. Hold
That
on.
was just
Because
like the first thing that came to my mind.
what if it's like that's kind of fixable. Like when they can know how to
Oh,
dress, they know how to dress and stuff like that, it takes away from all that.
I knew somebody just like that, and they
I
wanted to
knew
date me,
somebody
and
like that too.
I couldn't do it because he
We
can't.
knew somebody like that.
He could. He couldn't even look me in the eyes. I don't know if he lying or not.
Right, because why are you looking at her? Why why are you looking at her all the way over there?
Hey,
You
look
not
at
doing
you.
but yeah,
Oh,
that's like people idolize like different features on a man or a woman. So it's like hard to determine if somebody's being genuine with you or if they just wanting you for the look. And so when
and
they
see, that's
have you, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and that's hard too because I have put a lot of shit past a lot of people. Ooh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss on the pot. I have put a lot of things past certain people
Mm-hmm.
because of how they treat me, and then they start treating me how they look, which is ugly.
Mm. And it's just the nerve, the audacity. Because you know how like some people be like, like a medium ugly person.
Right? Like you don't want. I don't want no pretty
Yeah,
boo.
like I mean, that would be nice if they had everything intact, like, not just the looks, they had their mental, the da 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 da, all that. But the medium ugly people kind of treat you a little bit better than the finer people. But
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you as a woman, like
You start being like, okay, your outfit cute. I see.
you
You know,
you change a whole person's look, act, like, and then they get to their head
because they
and
never.
ever. And now you want to disrespect me or you want to like step out on me after I accepted you. If it wasn't for me,
you
you wouldn't have the girlies in the back.
You kind of still don't have them.
You don't.
You
But
don't.
you don't have the girls that you want.
You
I,
don't. You really lost the girl that you
what
want.
YTV said, he said, I'm the type to build, build somebody. Because one thing about it, the women, I don't want to like, the women in my family, we be building.
Tell me about it.
And it's just like, it's kind of just sad because we have big hearts. Like women, some men have big hearts too. So it's just like, you just got to know who you're dealing with, where they're coming from, get to know them. You only see them for what they are on social media, on the dating apps, in the little bio. Don't put expectations on somebody until you genuinely have the hard conversations, the medium conversations, surface level, all that. So
Right.
we're gonna go to two dating norms and expectations. So the first question is, how do you define a successful date in the digital age?
Like digital as in like our age, like with
Mhm.
online social media.
Yeah.
Um, I guess like meaningful conversations, intentional dates. Um, Let me see. I took notes. And like a genuine connection. Like
Hmm.
honestly, I feel like regardless of like the digital world, as long as we're being like genuine with each other and like clear and have communication, because I can't have I can't be in a relationship without communication. If we don't have communication, we don't have anything.
Effective communication.
Effective communication. Because anybody can
Uncomfortable,
communicate. Huh?
uncomfortable communication.
Right. Like have uncomfortable conversations and then, like agree to disagree.
Hmm.
And also, just talking with each other and just, trying to understand each other instead of, all the stuff
The
we see
extra,
online. Yeah,
right.
the extra. Because it
So
doesn't take off.
exactly. And that's another thing with like social media. Some women put these high expectations on what your first date is supposed to be like, what a man is supposed to be doing for you in like the meet and greet stage of your relationship, situationship, whatever. Um, we see different women have different, types of realities when it comes to this is what I want a man to do for me. But are you willing to do that for a man?
Correct.
Because even though we want to be wined and dined, of course we do. Today's, day and age, like men also want to feel some type of, like
Special.
appreciation. Yeah, special. Like, although I feel like we should have it first.
We should always have it first because men are supposed to lead.
Correct.
You know,
But we we often get comfortable too, as well as being like we get comfortable with do this, do this, do this, and we're not doing the some men are simple. Like
right.
they just want you can
A
cook for them.
cook meal.
You could cook for them and that'd be a okay. Like they'll feel some type of special. You could get them simple thing like a Gatorade.
Just give me some from the corner store.
Like something just like even with like without them asking, it's just
Right.
the economy is high right now, okay?
It
Everybody
really,
can't date. Everybody can't date, go on dates every weekend. There's bills, car
but
note.
you know, with that too, um, don't be dating if you can't take me on at least one date a month. Like I can
One,
do 1 or 2 dates a month. I
two.
can do a low budget and a high budget date.
Correct.
And then we can do sweet stuff in between.
Correct.
Like go get food and I'll get you some from the gas station. Or if I see some at the store, I'll pick it up.
It's just quality time. And
It's just that communication too,
correct.
because you gotta know your partner.
You have to know your partner. And that's the whole point of dating and relating. Okay. um, what are some common misconceptions about dating among Gen Z that you think, like, what are some things you think we are misunderstood on when it comes to our dating era, especially from and this is when the baby boomers and the millennials can chime in. What do you guys think we as Gen Z do way differently than you guys do when it comes to dating in today's age? Like,
Courting.
huh?
For the men courting. Some men don't know how to court anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I say for both men and women, the whole shacking up thing. They ain't do that.
No,
Sorry.
they didn't do that. If
I
my
mean,
grandma,
if it did, it was like marriage baby or baby marriage. It came with something,
yeah, not just nothing,
not just nothing.
but dang, my mind just went blank. Courting, like you said, courting has definitely been differently. Like, men don't apologize with boom boxes outside the windows no more. Like,
That's all a girl be wanting sometimes. Just
why
show me your
why are you not outside my window? Like,
playing Jodeci and Boys to Me.
throwing rocks on the window.
Do not.
My mama cussing me out because there's a boy outside. Like, come on now, I'm just saying. But like, yeah, it's a lot of different. Like, I know back in the day, like my grandma was alive, like my mom's mom.
Mm-hmm.
She she was the type of person, she'll say anything that comes to mind. So like when I used to tell her, like when my mama had boyfriends and stuff, when my mama had boyfriends and stuff, um, she would, first of all, she would think that I'm my mom, like she had dementia. So she would think that I'm my mom sometimes. And she would be like she would be like, um, she and Shaqy. And I was like, what is Shaqy? Like, what are we I didn't understand the concept until I got older. I'm like, ooh. Hey Jordan. You remember Jordan Edwards?
Yes. Hey, I miss you too. You're not in Alabama no more.
None of both of us ain't in Alabama no more. But yeah, those are just some different misconceptions that we have because back in the day, parents used to be real strict. Today's day and age, like some parents are strict. My mama was strict.
My mom was really
So I
strict.
wasn't even playing those games. I mean, sometimes I used to be like, she used to say I'm sneaky, which I was, but I was never the type to like, I would be way too scared for somebody to come to my house. Like, no, I just don't have time for that. Today's day and age, like parents, it's a lot of younger parents, so they have different expectations for their son or daughter, and they raise them differently. It's just way different from back in the day. So now we are gonna go to communication challenges. So First question is, how was texting and social media affected? Oh, how has texting and social media affected communication in dating?
Texting, social media. I feel like social media ruined texting because, for one, everybody always trying to expose somebody for what they said through a text message. That's why I'd be like, But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I I kind of don't care because if you're gonna expose me, you're gonna be exposing yourself. Because when I text something, I'm gonna text both ends, so it all makes sense.
Correct.
I'm a paragrapher, so but with the whole social media and texting thing, I think that's and Apple has definitely
Ooh.
changed texting because it wasn't always screenshot um in the lingo. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like all that abbreviated stuff. Like,
Me
most I
too.
can do is what you doing, where you at, and maybe that's it. That's really it.
Maybe talk to you later.
Yeah, TTYL.
But everything else, I just feel like, especially when you're dating somebody, don't don't piss me off. Like I feel like that's a pet peeve. Like abbreviating everything. Like I want to know the words that you know.
Exactly.
I want
And
you to
then
give me words and messages.
when I ask you what that is, don't send the laughing emoji because ain't nothing funny.
What is it?
Not like that because clearly you immature.
Yes, texting texting with communication has people feel like they don't know how to, just like I said earlier, with having uncomfortable conversations,
Hmm.
people rather have uncomfortable conversations in messages and not on the phone or not in
Right.
person. Like texting will you the other person, you might be sending a message and the other person will probably be reading it in the tone, in a different tone than you. Like who are you talking to? Who are you like? And they'll be like, no, I was just saying, like,
That's me. That's me.
no, I was just saying. No. So it's
That's
just
me.
like, but it's like a norm. Like when us, we can be like, let me call. Like we can be on the phone and say what we gotta say. But when it comes to like, especially when you feel like you can't get through a person, like
Hmm.
when you're dealing with somebody who don't know how to communicate and they rather text, so it's frustrating. So you are going to be using a tone in the messages.
Exclamation marks, all
Oh,
cap,
question mark, exclamation mark,
dot. Are you dumb? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
emoji, side eye. Like, no, let's not even go there. But yeah, but like texting is just very much so the worst way to say what you have to say to somebody, especially when you
and
feel like the
solve,
conversation is getting heated. When the
and
conversation,
solve issues. Like, I'd rather solve my issues in person if possible.
correct, because even on the phone, you're not gonna hang up the phone on me, especially when I gotta say what I gotta say.
You, let me tell you something.
You're
That's the
gonna
quick.
like. I am Shan McClendon's child. You're gonna light an ignition in me if you ever hang up on me when I'm expressing how I feel.
I would like burst into a rage. Like, that's the quickest way to just piss me off. Like,
So, so my thing is like somebody like in the situation when you feel like a situation is getting there, like when it's like escalating, that's when y'all should call each other. Like, okay, let's talk.
hmm
Say what you got to say. Even though
And then,
sometimes I'll be like,
but then they don't answer the phone because they know I'm finna yell.
what? Like,
Now I'm even more pissed. So
because
now I just have to pull up
soon
on
as
you.
I hear your call has been forwarded, I'll be like, be ready to launch my phone across the.
What's that TikTok? On the voicemail. Them.
Or that be me, like when I know I got somebody mad and they on the phone yelling. I'll be like, okay, but you're. I'm weak. So this is a good one. What are some tips for navigating miscommunications and ghosting?
Tips, cut them
Yeah.
off because that's inconsistency. I don't like that ghosting stuff. I feel like that's a quick way to just run away from your problems instead of facing them head on. Like we're adults. You a ghoster?
I just, I'm gonna tell you before I ghost you. My pet peeves. My pet peeve is when somebody ghosts me, like especially out of nowhere. What's going on? Like,
Right? Like what made you just
not you
be
don't want to
so?
talk to me today, okay. But when it comes 2 days, I'm like, hey, hello, what are we doing?
Depending on the kind of relationship we got, like if we're just talking and you go ghost, I probably won't care. But if we like serious and you go ghost for more than 24 hours, we have a problem. Really more than 12 hours because it shouldn't take you that long to calm down because it ain't never that serious to where we can't work it
Especially
out.
when I know your schedule. Especially when I know your schedule. Don't ever disrespect me.
Don't ever disrespect me.
Ghosting equals block because when you feel like you want to talk to me and you come back out of nowhere, you're gonna be blocked. No
And I
access.
want to look at you the same.
Mwah.
A
No
part of me
access.
died. A part of me died that day, and so did you.
You're the piece that went away. Let's go to the next before I get upset. All right. Authenticity. Authenticity.
Authentic- Authenticity.
Yes.
Right?
Versus image.
I couldn't move my mouth too much saying that.
Um,
Authenticity.
how do you balance authenticity with portraying a curated image on social media? That is a good one because we're content creators.
Mm-hmm. You
So
want to
how
go
do
first?
you balance? It doesn't matter. You want me to go first?
It doesn't matter.
I'm just playing. Okay.
Okay. I don't know. I try to stay true to myself for my image in the same sense, but also know that also showing that refined version of me. I guess my image is my authenticity. It's just different parts of me,
Okay.
you know?
Yes.
Um, I think it's just a balance. So I think they really coincide with each other instead of bouncing off of one another, I would say.
So, like, when people, it's a lot of content creators on social media now. Um, everybody has a different niche. Yours is fitness and lifestyle. Mine is more fashion and other stuff. It's really all over the place. But um like when we said earlier, when people see us as that person and then when they meet us they think that we're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They think that we're crazy because like we act totally different from a video, a 15-second video. That's
Mm-hmm.
when people like don't see the balance. Like I have a life. Like the stuff that you see on social media, like my career field is way different than what I'm doing like on social media.
We literally live double lives.
Literally a double life. Like you would think I'd be in school for fashion or doing cosmetology with makeup, eyelashes, all that, but I'm literally a
Just a
cyber
girl.
babe. Like
Just a girl.
worlds. Have you experienced pressure to present a certain image? It
At
says
one
on
point I did.
dating
Um,
profiles, on regular profiles.
huh?
It says on dating profiles, but on regular profiles.
Oh, well, I'll say at one point I did, but I think now I just try to stay in my own lane because that'll bring my own audience. Um, and I try not to just do like I think I had pulled back when I was getting my new job and everything because I was like I need to clean up my social media and stuff because I don't want HR digging into all my stuff.
Right.
But at one point in time, I did care a little bit, but like right now, I don't. I kind of just try to go with the flow and what I feel because I feel like I have more fun doing content that way.
Yeah.
So, like right now, I've just been doing like relatable stuff and still sticking like with my fitness.
Yeah.
Once I get my finish getting settled in here, I'll start doing some other stuff. But
Yeah.
for now, just being myself.
Well, for me, I would say, like I said, my whole like image is like it's all over the place. Like on TikTok, it's like everything. On Instagram, one thing. So at one point, I did feel pressure to be like stick with one thing. But when
Mhm,
I started doing that one thing, it just wasn't working out for me. Like I just
mhm.
did whatever I just do whatever comes to mind at the time, and that's what brought in the like my followers and like like the brands and all that. Like people, the people who already have like the following and can do one niche, it works
Mhm.
for them. Like
Yeah,
us being small creators, small medium,
micro.
yeah. Um, it's just easier to just be ourselves. Like there's people on social media who don't even have a niche and they just be talking like, and that's that's their
They
niche,
just
like
Shamar,
talking.
like Shamar.
Like no type of niche. You just doing what you do. Like
He got a
living your
niche,
life.
all right. And I ain't gonna say it on here because it's disrespectful, but he got one.
Like people like Meatball.
Just be she her niche is
Philly.
what
It's just I don't know. That's just like a whole different
niche is that?
I don't
Chris,
know.
even Krishan, what's her niche?
Um being mean.
Hmm.
Being mean. And then you have people like Nora Smith who cook for her husband and kids, and that's her niche. Like, if she starts doing stuff other than that, people are really not going to care as much. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
hmm So let's go to the next. Dating etiquette. Dating etiquette, period. Uh, what are some modern dating etiquette rules that GZN allows?
What, like,
I'll let
oh,
you go.
hold the door.
Ooh,
Hold my door. I need to be on the inside, away from the sidewalk. Open my door, get out the car. You pay the tab. I'm a tip. If we got to do the other way, we need to switch.
take out the trash.
Um, take out the take out the
If,
trash. As a girl, I don't care what. I don't care if you believe in that gender role stuff. Girls don't like touching trash.
no,
Girls just
no.
do not. I don't like touching trash because I don't like stuff in my hands.
Especially if you're gonna be in my space,
If you're gonna be a man, be a man.
take out the trash. I'm not gonna say it again. Okay. How do you how do you handle situations like paying for dates or defining the relationship status?
Um, Paying for dates. I feel like I always try to let the man lead with that because I feel like as women, we need to be pursued. I'm not saying we shouldn't ever pay for a date because I'm willing to pay for a date once I know that we have established that level of of our relationship to where we're in a relationship and we actually talked about it like, hey, we're in a relationship. Um, I expect to be respected at all times. Da 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 da. Had them type of conversations, but I think initially men need to men need to, you know, initiate it. And then of course, even before y'all get too serious or say, hey, we're together, show him, it's okay to show him what you got. Like I've done that before. Like I've done nice things for people that I was interested in.
Hmm.
Nothing grand, but like, like a little let a little holiday come around, like Halloween. I remember I did like a little basket for somebody, like
Hmm.
from without stuff. Little
Correct.
$10, little $10, $20.
Correct. For me, like you said, I'll tip. I mean, sometimes I'll pay for it. Like if you've been paying for it, and I on a good day I'll be like, you know what,
I got it.
I got it, but I gotta look at it first.
Right. How much? 40?
Let
Okay, I can do that.
I, I got it.
I do a little 60. Just keep it under 80.
Now if you out here just ordering drinks,
Lobster tails and I'm over here eating a salad. Oh baby, you got the bill. Come on now. And I was a crab cake.
a crab
But you
cake and some sweet potato fries, and you got the ribeye, two margaritas,
the truffle mashed potatoes,
and like a dessert.
a creme brulee.
You got it, baby.
This was
You
your date.
you
You
obviously
you
needed more than me. You obviously needed this meal more than me. All right, so long distance. Let's get into long distance. We're gonna wrap up. We got one more topic after this. So long distance relationship. How has technology impacted long distance relationships? I will. I guess I'll go first this time. Um. So just just like any other topic, communication is going to be your number one, especially in a long distance
Mhm.
relationship, because you guys are not there to physically see each other every day or every other day. Um,
That's my chair. That's my chair. That's my chair.
uh, or every other day. So it's just like that should be your priority with your partner. No matter if you don't feel like talking or not, somebody is going to be overthinking something. So technology has been a great asset to long distance relationships. Anything
Right.
can happen at like even if you don't do a physical date night, you can still send your girl flowers. You can DoorDash flowers now. Like you can DoorDash for flowers now, and just she'll be right back. Um, yeah. What are your tips for maintaining a strong connection despite the physical distance? when um when I have a strong connection, well, let me say this. When I like somebody, I like somebody. So my connection gonna be strong if I like you or if I'm like very interested in you because it today it takes a long not a long time, it takes a lot for me to like somebody or like just say I like somebody. I could be interested in you. Um I could like love getting to know you and stuff like that, but when it comes to liking, I feel like that's like a step. So navigating long distance relationships is kind of hard when you definitely have a strong connection with somebody because you got to know each other's love languages when it comes to the distance. Like your partner may be a physical affection person and you're not there every day to give them some type of affection. And so she or he is going to be overthinking anything because they're going to long and crave that physical intimacy. Or when it comes to gift giving, technology makes that easy for you. You can get a gift card, you can ship something to somebody the next day. Like I said, DoorDash now has freaking flowers that you can deliver on DoorDash. Like people have no excuse when it comes to long distance. Like if you're waiting to do any type of courting just because you're not in the physical being with somebody, you're making excuses. You don't really like that person because somebody who likes somebody or wants to grow with somebody is going to make anything happen no matter what type of distance you guys have in between you two. And when it comes to long distance relationships, I feel like you have to set the standard and the tone the first time you guys meet. Um, like setting schedules aside for each other, even if it's not physical, like I said, even if it's not like physical, like I said, it still needs to be a schedule of okay, let me book a flight for this weekend or next weekend or the 15th, the 20th. We can plan a weekend there. Um, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like I said, if somebody likes you, they're gonna want to do anything regardless of what type of distance you guys have. So yeah. So I'm not opposed to long distance relationships. I mean, it depends on how far. If you like an 8 hour flight, I'm not doing it. Like I could do a 2 hour flight.
Mm-mm.
2 hour flight and a 5 minute drive from the airport. That's it.
I did long distance for a while. I don't even call that long distance, but it was definitely a distance. But I would, do weekend and he would do a weekday.
Yeah, because like y'all have two different you're in two different parts of your life. Like you have to make sure it all comes together. Um, despite the distance, like you got to make time in your crazy schedule. They got to make their time. It has to be like a two. person thing. Like if it's gonna work, if you're gonna want to work, you're gonna have to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like I seen is I forgot her name is like Tony Tone. I follow her on Twitter. I just recently started following her on Twitter. Her and her fiance now, they was long distance. Well, they're still long distance actually. Long distance for 5 years. And I think she lives in the UK. He lived in Africa, I believe. Yeah, I think that's yeah. And so they had to like, and they're on two different time zones. So that was even harder for them. She basically said that at first it was hard, like year, the first year or two was hard for them because they were still learning each other despite the distance. Not my light done died on me. Um, they still have to learn each other despite the distance. But when they started actually putting in the work of, okay, we're gonna visit each other around this time. Let's clear our schedule for this time. Like just making sure in advance because they both live in two different lives in two different time zones. Like I said, it just has to work for people if they really want it to work. So our last top is diversity and inclusion. And I feel like this is like one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to dating. Um, how do you navigate cultural differences and inclusivity in dating? Like, could could you date a different nationality with different beliefs and different cultures?
Mm, I feel like I could. Do I want to?
Mm.
No. Only because I know just based off of, I guess, my mom's experience, because she was married to a Moroccan man before.
Mm.
And they don't really like us like that, you know? Like the families. Not saying that person doesn't, but
I agree.
that's like one of the key things, like with anybody. Like if I'm getting serious with them, your family need to like me. Because if they don't, then we just gonna have problems.
It's gonna be miserable. It's gonna be
Mhm.
miserable because you want to invite them to certain events that your family has, or you want to be included when they have something, especially if like you have two different cultures, like y'all like African weddings, Indian weddings, different family functions, like they celebrate and do things way different than Americans. Like you want to be included and you want to have that type of experience, but you don't want to be miserable at the place because you're getting they talking in different languages around you. And it's just like I wouldn't have an issue with it. For me, I like my black king. But but I'm not against um people dating outside their race or um culture. I just feel like it just has to mesh. Like when you do that, you definitely have to learn your person. Y'all have different beliefs.
Cause what you mean you don't eat baked beans with ground beef, bell peppers, and onions?
Like
I don't
what?
want to make turkey because you can't have pork.
Okay. Um, I'm
It won't
sorry.
taste the same.
No, that's what. No, absolutely not.
I'm not eating chicken every
You don't
day.
want to be like you. You just have to know, like, hey, my family does this. This is what this is. So when you come over, this is the options that you have. So if you don't want to eat that, I'm just letting you know.
Can't say no to them ribs.
That's Charles. I'm so weak. No, well, it depends on the type of ribs I like. That's like bringing
Right,
a Muslim
right. I like beef
person.
ribs. I don't like pork ribs.
They're like a Muslim person, and they be like, "Oh, ribs? Is it beef or pork?" And you be like, "Oh yeah, I think those are beef." And then they
See,
eat it as pork. They're gonna kill you. They're gonna literally.
they're cutting your hands off.
What? But it besides the food part, like praying, people pray different. People pray different. Um, churches at different times. Um, kids' beliefs, like
What you
gender.
mean by being circumcised? Yes, he is. That's one thing. Kids. And I'm not shaving my baby head bald.
Gender roles, like some people believe like their woman's not supposed to work, but that does sound nice, but it comes with a
It
cost.
comes with a cost and a slap across the face. That I'm not. No.
It
Y'all
comes
know
with
how to get down.
it comes. See, hold on. Can I say something?
Yeah.
When
I'm sorry.
our generation,
We don't play
we don't, but some people, like especially some men, they feel like, oh well, the Quran says you can have this many wives,
that.
but
No.
like your number so and so, or the wife stays home, takes care of the house, takes care of the kids,
Cooks,
cook,
cleans,
clean, all that.
iron.
And I'm just like,
You basically a maid.
and we're
You
roommates.
can't have you can't do anything else. You can't go to work.
And if I
You
talk back to
can't,
you, and if I talk back to you, you're gonna slap me? No, no. Because sometimes I am gonna talk back. Because what do you mean? What do you mean I'm not supposed to be laying down right now? I'm sleepy.
uh-uh. I can't lay down.
You put the kids to sleep. Hey, Josh. Last question. What role does diversity play in your dating preferences and experiences? What role does diversity play in your dating preferences?
Um,
You just like the chocolates.
I'm just pro black, you know. I want a black lineage, black kids with black grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to I want to make more of us because we're dying every day
Oh,
and we're killing each other every day. And like, especially now, family is very important to me. So I want to keep those same things. I want to keep those same values
it's a
within
different opinion.
my my legacy.
Correct. I would say the same thing. I definitely want to have a beautiful black family. I
Mm-hmm.
want to, although I want to do new traditions with my
Right.
family, it's still gonna be the it's still gonna be like the respect that I give my parents and grandparents within my household. I don't even play like that, especially with kids. Um,
Kids table.
yes. And although some people are gonna be like, you know, we're definitely like our generation is definitely gonna raise their kids differently than what our parents and our grandparents raised our parents to be.
Yeah.
But it's still that line of
Respect.
what, yeah, that line of respect and what to do when it comes to your child and how your child is supposed to be molded into, you know? So yeah,
Yeah.
so
Doing
agree.
things differently in a better way while still enforcing those same values.
Ooh.
Mm.
Mm. All right. Well, that I feel like the hold on. The Josh, if you're trying to say melanin, let me go ahead and get this off here. um, that is it, y'all. Thank you so much for coming today. My mom should be back next. Wait, what's next Sunday? My mom should be back next Sunday. She's in the DR again, living her best life,
29.
um, as she should. Period. Um, it was fun taking her spot today. Next Sunday, I'll be back behind the scenes, so y'all won't see me again until I want to come back on camera. Um, make sure you guys follow Diana's um, social media. Hold on, let me get this off of here.
At Miss Diana Lachey.
At Miss Diana Lachey on all social platforms. Well, on Instagram.
Jada, why don't we just start getting on here? Not your mom's, but
Like on StreamYard.
yeah,
We could. This is
like
definitely,
once a week.
yeah, we could do that. But I feel like we should do ours on Fridays,
Yeah,
like Friday Night Live or
Friday
something.
night, late
Yeah.
Friday night.
Give the girl some more. Okay, he said I like this duo. Give the girl some more. Period. Okay. So yeah, so it was fun chatting with you guys. Make sure you guys follow my mom's Instagram, chick underscore chat underscore pod. Subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure you guys are being interactive. My mom wants to be more interactive with you guys. So just leave some ideas of what you want her to talk about, what you want her to do, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be seeing them and I'll be just relaying the message. So thank you again. You guys have a great Sunday and enjoy your week. Bye.
Bye.